Hi friends, welcome back. It is October 30th. We haven't had a frost just yet. Yesterday we got down to about 35 degrees here where I live, but some areas around me have already gotten the first frost. So I am hoping that we can get through a few more days of no frost. My cassava project is still ongoing and it is still doing well. Even though it's getting quite cold here, it is still growing. And I don't know, I want to give it as much time as I can before I start digging the roots to see if I have any yucca at the bottom or cassava. Check this out. I can see the stem here and hopefully there'll be some sizable roots here that we can eat. We'll see what happens. This is one of them and I have a second one over here next to the greenhouse. Luna wants to hold the camera, but we have to show her how to use the camera before we let her hold it. So we have our cassava here, a second plant, and you can see it's gotten a little bit of cold damage here already, but my goal is to harvest a few of the canes and keep them inside the greenhouse so that I can keep them alive until next year and start new plants again. In the spring I purchased 5 little sections of the stem or the cuttings, and those were enough to start 4 plants. One of them died. So this fall I have quite a bit of material to make more cuttings, and I've been doing some researching online and on YouTube to see the best way to keep them alive. I think the best way to keep it alive is to actually pot them up and keep them alive as a little plant in the winter inside my house or inside the greenhouse. And I'm gonna be keeping some inside my greenhouse and some inside the house because last year my greenhouse, the heater failed. So I wanna make sure I have a backup of them inside my house. That's why I'm doing both methods. A lot of you have asked about the sugarcane project this year. The sugarcane was stunted because there was not enough water this year. Luna, what do you have to say here? You wanna hold the camera?
Yeah.
I'm taking a video, so can you help? Can you show them the sugar cane? Show them the sugar cane right here. So we have our sugar cane here, and check out how thin this little stem is this year. Very thin. And I have a second shoot here. This is last year's plant. I put the plant inside my greenhouse. I dug it out and I put it inside the greenhouse, and it barely survived, but it did, and here it is. So Luna wants to hold the camera. I want to go inside the greenhouse. Luna, can we go inside the greenhouse? And we can show them the plants. So this greenhouse has very flimsy doors that I thought I was going to replace this summer, but I didn't. And it's time to open it because it's getting quite hot in there right now. And Luna's going to go inside and show us the plants. Can you go inside and show us the plants, please? It is very warm inside the greenhouse right now. It is about 67 degrees. And some of these plants are looking quite happy. Some of them are looking a little sad already, but check this out. I have my banana plants. These are fruity bananas that are inside the greenhouse. I was hoping I could get a few more pubs from them this summer, but it was so dry that they didn't produce any side pubs. So unfortunately I don't have any backup ones of them, and I'm hoping that they survive this winter again, and then I can take some side pubs and put them outside in the springtime, and hopefully we can get a banana to fruit here. This guava tree here almost died last winter, but it has made a comeback and is doing really well right now. I'm also hoping to overwinter this papaya trees in here, but last year what happened was they become yellow and they become more yellow and they wither and sometimes they die. So I don't know. This year it has been in this pot all year long, and the stem is looking healthy, so I hope it survives. Do you want that tomato?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the tomato. Eat. Good? You found another one? Oh, nice. Anyways, this summer I planted a coffee plant in here. It's a tiny little seedling, and it's gonna get huge, I'm assuming, but we'll see what happens. The lemon tree right here put out a few flowers this year, but it was so hot and dry in here that it dropped all of them. And some of them got pollinated, but then withered and died. These are tiny little lemon. Here's a tiny little lemon that was pollinated, but then died. I also added this beautiful calamondin tree here. It was a rescue from a greenhouse, and I thought it didn't produce anything. It didn't produce any flowers this summer. But then I was looking in here the other day and I found baby calamondin right there. There's 3 of them on this tree right now.
Oh.
No, no, not right now.
I see.
No, no, careful, that thing has thorns. Here's also another oddity. This avocado tree died to the ground last winter, and then it came back from the roots. And this star fruit also had died, but somehow it survived and is back over here. And check this out. This is my little tropical corner over here. I have a bromeliad and a few other tropical plants. I also have a ton of cuttings here. These are Mexican limes or key limes, and I have a ton of those. And up here I have a few oddities. There's just like more cuttings that I'm trying out this year. I also planted this fig tree in here just to try it out and trying to extend my fig season, and it's doing really well. The leaves are still green, so it hasn't been affected by the cold weather yet in here, and it's loaded with figs, so I'm hoping that they do ripen in here eventually. We'll see. It is a kind of a trial to see what happens. The loquat tree is getting huge and is shading my lemon plant, which I really want, the lemons. So this one right here, I am going to try to do some air layering. I bought those little plastic balls to do the air layering, and hopefully I can get it to produce a few trees for me. Jimmy VA, he has told me that his trees actually flower, and I saw a video he put out recently. They do flower for him, but they don't make any fruit because they're not able to hold the fruit during the winter months. So I'm hoping to keep this very small, and hopefully I'll get a couple fruits out of it each year. My goal is to keep this tree very dwarf by taking air layers out of it every single year and taking those plants and planting them outside my house. I do love the foliage of this plant. It's quite beautiful, and it is an evergreen here in Zone 7. It survives outside without much protection. So I'm looking forward to taking some cuttings from this one. Not cuttings, but air layers. The yuzu tree is doing quite happy this year. It grew a little bit. It's very slow at growing actually. And I have been applying a lot of neem oil and other things to it because the ants love to eat this tree. I'm also hoping to take some air layers from this one because I want to put one of them outside. This is a mature one. It produced a few flowers this year. It had some fruits, but I believe because it was dry and hot, it dropped them. Next year, I am going to remove a few of these panels during the summer months so that there's air ventilation in here, and they're mostly growing outdoors, kinda. So that's what, it's very easy to remove these panels. And I was hoping to do it this year, but I was very busy with my daughter, my daughter that was born this spring. So next year I'm hoping to have a little more time, and I'm going to try to improve on the greenhouse a little bit more. I'm not putting too many exotic trees in here anymore because I don't want to heat this greenhouse too much. I just want it to be just above freezing. And I know the plants that are in here already, they're going to be able to handle that, most of them at least. These papaya trees I might bring inside my house just because they are not going to be able to handle the 45 degrees in here that start happening in around December. So that's a quick update of the greenhouse. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And we are not expecting another frost for another 10 days or so. So I still have to check my records and see when we got our first frost last year, but it was sometime in early November. So we're getting pretty close now, but it's so good to come out here still right now and look at the lush greenery around here. Even though it was so dry, we have been able to keep a nice view of our plants here. And Luna here is going around with her baby. Are you shopping? This is my beautiful bananas. Wow, check out these beautiful bananas. They are huge. I still did not get any flowers this spring or this summer at all. I really want little flowers, but they haven't done anything.